All right, what's going on, Banter fam? Welcome into the Wednesday edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we will be diving into the crypto gaming markets today, as I haven't had a chance to properly cover the Crabada battle game, which is brand new, the battle mode, the adventure mode, and the mining missions, which are within the battle game. So we're going to go ahead and dive into all of that in this edition. As we see from Crabada, that over 60% of their players have joined the battle game and bridged over to the battle game. But as we see, not a lot of players are able to progress that far in the game, as the game is actually quite challenging whenever you are progressing through the adventure mode, as only 710 teams have gotten past Treasure Isle, 160 teams have gotten past the second boss mission, and only 5 teams have gotten past the third boss mission. So we're going to go through some strategies. I also asked on Twitter for people to submit their strategies that have been successful. So we'll go through what I'm doing to make sure to adequately level and progress through the game. And also we'll show exactly other people's strategies that have gotten much further than even I have. So we'll take a look at the entire game, how to level up your crabs, how to cash out your TUS rewards, and more. So without further ado, let's get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you gon' play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know you gon' play, but ain't a play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, and let's get right into it. And before we do, please be sure to remember that the show is sponsored by the top gaming launchpad in all of crypto gaming, and that is Seedify, with the best IGOs across all of crypto gaming, as well as Unix, the official GameFi ecosystem of the In the Game show, right here on Crypto Banter. And be sure to like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. So without further ado, let's dive into the battle game. Snib indeed, as the much awaited battle game is now live on Crabada. And if you don't know, you can go on these adventure missions where you are actually battling. It is a player versus environment mode. Eventually there will be player versus player. But right now, as you see, you progress through the missions, and there's all these different treasure isles, the boss missions, etc. And as aforementioned, only 5 teams have even gotten past this right here. So we're looking at a very challenging game so far. So let's go ahead and just take a look at how you level up your crabs. We'll hop into a battle, and we'll also show you how to cash out your TUS rewards, level up your crabs, and go on mining missions. Once you do get stuck in the game, you have to go on mining missions to acquire inventory to be able to level up your crabs. So without further ado, let's just hop into a battle. I'll go into the adventure mode, and we'll just hop into one of the early mines so I can show you the battle sequence. We'll just go to like level 3 or something like that, and we will hop in. So as we see here, you can choose your team formation. So right now, I am rolling with a prime crab with avalanche pincers. So right now, I think the avalanche pincers are by far the best for any of the crab attacks for the prime crabs. So the prime crabs are more for attack and not defense. But what I have done, I have 2 very defense-heavy crabs up front, so they can take a lot more damage before they go down. So I have a gem crab right here, and I have a surge crab right here. So my faction is still like Lux is what it's called. So the gem and the crabs are the gem and the primes are under the Lux faction, and we are looking at a surge crab for my 3rd crab. As you see, I'm going up against 2 prime crabs as well as one of these generic characters. So let's go ahead and hop into the battle. As we see, it is an auto battler once you go into the game, and this was very expected. It's very Axie Infinity-esque. So, you know, it's 3 versus 3 turn-based, and once you send your guys into the battle missions, it is just playing itself. So it's just a simulation once you're here, and we'll definitely very easily win this mine because it's a very early mission. But I just kind of want to show you the gameplay mechanisms for the game. So as we see, they all have their special attacks, and I'll show you why. This is the reason I think the avalanche crab is by far the best. He just killed that Cardano crab like that. that attack is definitely very OP, aka overpowered. So I have been utilizing my avalanche pincer. So as you see here, he has a Cardano shell, but his pincers are avalanche, and that attack is by far, I think, the best in the game for prime crabs. So as we see, we're going to definitely win this adventure right here. And if you hadn't completed this mission, you earn resources. So you earn shells, which go towards leveling up your crabs. So as we see here, you get 3 stars. So different stars are judged off of how many crabs are alive or dead in your mission. So if you only, let's just say, for example, if you only have 1 crab die, you get 2 stars on the mission. If all of your crabs stay alive throughout the entire mission, you get 3 stars. So as you see here, I haven't had the most time to be in here and leveling up my crabs, etc. So I am on mission 16. Now, if I start up mission 16, you would see I have trouble getting past level 16 at this current state of time, because as you look at my Crabada inventory, this guy right here, he's a level 10. This guy right here is a level 6. This guy right here is a level 5. How is this not like Axie? I said it was like Axie, actually, if you were just remembering. So 30 seconds ago, I said this was exactly like Axie Infinity's battle game. But the rewards for the Crabada ecosystem have been much higher over the state of the game. So when we're looking at the game, you will get stuck, right? So as I mentioned, I'm stuck at level 16. So it'll show it here once again. I am stuck at level 16. So how do you progress? What can you do once you're stuck to level up your crabs still? Because obviously when you're stuck, you can't earn shells. You can't earn these resources to properly and adequately level up your crabs. So you go over to the mining zones. And as we see here, I have tons of active mines already. So I won this one, and then I have 3 mines that are currently other active. So 2 that are losses and 1 that is also currently mining. So as we see here, I'll start another mine. So I'll send this gem, I'll send this gem, and I'll send this organic and start another mine. So this right here is the way that you level up and acquire resources and CRA tokens as well. So as you see here, each mine pays out in shells, pineapples, tentacles, all these different resources. But at the same time, they all pay out in the governance token, the CRA token. So this right here is how you earn more resources to be able to level up your crabs. You go to your Crabadas and you're actually able to see up here all your different tokens. So ever since the last time I sent out, I've already earned 535 CRA tokens, 2,000 TUS. I have 71 CRAM, which is used to add more teams to the game. And then as you see, I have 150 shells. Every 500 shells you can use to level up your characters. And I will show you also how to cash in to TUS tokens. So as you saw, you haven't seen TUS rewards within the game. It's paying out in CRA, and it's also paying out in all these different resources. Click on inventory, you click on the TUS token right here, and as you see, you can cash out the pirate flags, the pineapples, the tentacles, the horns for the TUS token. So let's just go as much as possible here, and we will cash out for our TUS tokens. And this is the way that you get the reward token. So obviously CRA is the governance token, and it does pay out primarily through the mining missions. But go into the inventory and properly cash out your TUS. So this is how you sell for TUS. I'm able to sell up to 76 of all of these resources and get about 4,000 TUS tokens. So as we see, cool animation. And then we see that I have cashed out those 3,000 tokens. Go back, and as we see, they have been added to my inventory. And the biggest thing here, the TUS inflation, will it be under control? That is still yet to be seen. I mean, with the amount of players coming into the game, it really just depends. So you have to pay TUS. You do have to pay TUS in order to level up your crabs, feed your crabs. There's a lot of sinks, aka ways to use TUS within the game now. That used to not be the case. TUS was in the marketplace, which it still is. And the idle rewards, people were milking the idle game for the rewards strictly. So people were just cashing out the token. The big whales were just dumping the tokens every single day off their mining missions. It was just a stake and earn type of game. You actually have to come in here and actively participate. Be sure you're leveling up your crabs and actually make progress to earn your TUS and CRA tokens and progress through the adventure mode. So right now, The bot issue is going down with 60% of the player base coming over to the battle game. We just do need to see a little more TUS sinks within the battle game to control the inflation long term. Obviously, the chain is burning 50% of the TUS in gas every single transaction, but that has proven to not be enough. So we will see long term how the TUS token does hold up. And how do I go about getting my first couple of crabs? They're on the Crabada marketplace. And crabs are really cheap right now, guys, like $60 crabs, like very, very inexpensive to get started in the game. And just so you know, at the hype cycle of this game, crabs were like $4,000 a piece. But the token, the TUS token, was 33 cents. The rewards at that time were absolutely off the charts. So this game has gone through massive hype cycle and is definitely down at the moment. But it has been, honestly, the game that I have participated in actively the longest across all of the blockchain. I've been in this game for about 4.5 months, 5 months at this point, and I've absolutely loved it. And the economy, the community, it's been very, very fruitful for everyone involved, and it's just a really good community in general. And the team is working to control the inflation, control TUS price, and add more utility to the TUS token. Because as we've seen, the gas isn't going to do it by itself. So the team is actively working to try to sustain the economy. Do I see the TUS token going back up? Oh, that's like rolling dice. You know, if they can add enough mechanisms and enough utility to the TUS token within the game. So like, for example, I'll just go in here and this is how you level up your crabs as well. So as you see, this guy right here, he's not fed. So he only has 2 out of 10 as far as his feeding level. You have to feed your crabs, keep them hungry. You have to give them food to make sure that they're adequately performing, just like anyone in life. So you go over to the food section. And as you see here, you have to pay 65 TUS to level up your crab or feed your crab. So as you see, feed the crab, he does a little eating animation. But they need to add more of this within the game, right? So you can purchase a ton of assets. You can feed your crabs with TUS. But they really, yeah, absolutely, hoping they have additional teams cost TUS. More utility for the TUS token within the battle game and more ways to spend it and actually level up and progress. That's the way that they're going to control the price. For now, I think we will still see a little bit of a decline until that happens. But I can tell you that the team behind the game is doing everything they can to control the inflation. And let's look at some other strategies. So we're looking at people who are way further than me in the game. So this guy right here, sideways, he's been to level 58. I'm only on level 16. He's on level 58, and he has a surge crab, a prime crab, and a gem crab. So it's kind of the same setup that I've started rolling with. So it's 2 very high health characters, as well as 1 high battle character. So 1 character that does a lot of damage, and 2 characters that actually have a lot of health and can take a lot of damage from other high-powered characters. We have Crypto GMI saying he's stuck at level 24. He's using an avalanche shell crab. He's using a surge, and he's using an organic. And then we have David here, who has used a prime avalanche crab, an organic Crabada crab, and a surge crazer. And he is up to level 55. So take some of these strategies, try them out. All week, all day long, I have been trying out different crabs, seeing which is the best fit. And right now, I am actually rolling with sideways strategy with 1 surge, 1 prime, and 1 gem. Because the prime and the gem and the surge can take a lot of damage. And the prime crabs deal a lot of damage. And as you see here, he's using an avalanche pincer as well. And that is exactly what I'm using, because the avalanche pincer's attack is definitely probably the best for the prime crabs. I guess Rebelbots will be similar too, seeing it also has many resemblances to Axie like Crabada. It's all about economics. It's all about how they structure the economy, because honestly, Rebelbots, in my opinion, looks pretty good, but it's all about how the economics go. And I'll actually be covering Rebelbots in a show very, very soon, as they have an upcoming NFT sale that I'm very excited about. So this is very funny too, because when you go back and you try to progress in the missions, let's get more stars so I can level up my crabs. And then he's super happy, and then he loses the mine, and he's very upset. And that's honestly been the case, right? So I'll show you what he's indicating. You go to the adventure mode, and you want to go back, and you're like, okay, I only have 1 star on this one right here. When you play through that mission and then you lose the mission even though you're all the way to level 16, that's the face you definitely make when you're like, huh? Can the devs do something? So I thought this was very funny as well. And then we have a massive giveaway. We have a massive giveaway today, and it is a raffle, so everyone can get involved. If you're watching this a day later, if you're watching this 2 days later, you can still get involved in this, as it is a 250 whitelist spot raffle for upcoming NFT trading card game, CrossTheAges. And as you see here, CrossTheAges, they state themselves to be more than a game, with 80 artists and over 170 active team members working on this game. And honestly, for a card game, this does look very strong. And I'll show you the backers, which are definitely very notable, between Ubisoft, Animoca Brands, Sandbox, Polygon Ventures, and more, as we see some very top tier backers. And anytime Ubisoft is getting involved in a project, it's definitely something to keep your eyes on. As we see, they have over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and they describe themselves to be a mobile-first collectible NFT card game set in a dystopian clash of world based on 7 fantasy and sci-fi novels. And as you see here, you can actually take a look at their novels, which take a look at the storyline and the lore behind the game. And they're also going to be launching right there on Ultra Games, one of my favorite platforms across all of crypto games. If you watch the channel, you know I absolutely love what Ultra is doing, and they're thrilled to announce that they will be launching the upcoming metaverse game, CrossTheAges, right there on Ultra Games. So as mentioned, we are doing a 250 whitelist raffle for CrossTheAges in collaboration with Unix, one of our official sponsors, right here on In the Game. All you have to do, add your Polygon wallet, comment and tell you what excites you about this game, complete the tasks, which are just following Unix and CrossTheAges on Twitter. All the details are right here on the link in the description. In the link in the description, you will be able to submit and be able to participate and have a chance to win in this whitelist raffle for the upcoming game CrossTheAges, which is backed by Ubisoft, Animoca, Sandbox, Polygon, and more. So be sure to submit your wallet and get involved in the raffle. This mints, I believe, at the beginning of June. So there is limited time to go in and submit your wallet, but you will have time, and it will be a raffle. It's not first come, first serve. If you've already submitted your wallet, that does not mean that you win. It will be a random raffle of 250 winners for this whitelist giveaway right here. So be sure to check the link in the description, like the video if you enjoyed the video, and if you are bullish on Crabada's battle game or CrossTheAges, and be sure to subscribe for shows every single day right here on Crypto Banter, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on In the Game. I will be back tomorrow for the Thursday show. We have a massive show for Thursday. I have something very exciting to present, and I cannot wait to get back on the show tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. What will entry price be? I will get that answer for you, Long John. I will get that answer for you, but I believe it is not going to be too much of a high barrier of entry. This will be a friendly giveaway and a low barrier of entry for the cost for the whitelist. And when you're getting a whitelist, you're getting basically private sale instead of the public sale. If you want to compare it to general tokens, you're getting like the seed or private round instead of the actual, DEX launch or the centralized exchange launch. So it will be value driven for anyone who can get involved here on the CrossTheAges giveaway. Link in the description. I'll be back tomorrow with another In the Game show, guys. Play well, my friends.